Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Member Solutions Business Tip of the Week. This is the video where we give you one new way each week to grow your business by building a strong community. We'll talk about ways to increase productivity, save time on admin tasks, and make your business overall more efficient so that you can spend more time focusing on your member relationships that really drive your business growth. So I'm Miranda. I'm the marketing manager at Member Solutions. I'll be your co-host for today. And I have with me Kristen Kirchable, who's our client success manager. And we're choosing a topic this week that is one that we think all martial arts and fitness business owners, and in fact, most small business owners, anyone who sends invoices or has recurring payments, they're going to deal with this issue. And it's not a pleasant one, but there are some good solutions out there. So we wanted to dive in today and talk about the challenges you might be facing and some ways that we can help you solve them at Member Solutions or on your own. So today we are talking about what we are going to call severely delinquent accounts. Now, we're going to first talk about delinquent accounts versus severely delinquent accounts to just have a basis for comparison to really clarify what we're talking about here. So, Kristen, you had a good definition for this, so I wanted to throw it over to you to first lay the groundwork here. Mm-hmm. What exactly is a severely delinquent account?
I would consider severely delinquent to be somebody who's more than, just one or two payments past due. That would be at one or two monthly payments. So we're looking at somebody who might be, more towards the 3 or greater end of it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it. So, at Member Solutions, a large part of our service is following up with missed payments and overdue invoices. And that can occur, it could have been a credit card that failed in yesterday's payment run. And so that's something that Member Solutions team will follow up on immediately. But severely delinquent accounts, those sound to be a different beast there because they're several cycles out. So it's a recurring pattern here. There's clearly some bigger issue. So what tends to be the most common causes of severely delinquent accounts, do you think?
Well, there's probably a million of them, and I've heard quite a few reasons over the 17 years I've been here. But I think it's not so much, you could probably put people in two buckets, right? You have people who have had life challenges that have impacted their financial situation. You might have lost a job, things of identity theft, things of that sort that might have negatively impacted their financial situation. They still want to train. They still want to get into classes, but simply put, they cannot make the past due payments for whatever reason. And then you have another segment of members who feel as though they don't owe that payment for millions of reasons. It could be they could forget that they need to give a cancellation notice. They could just feel like, hey, we stopped going, so our payment should stop. There really are a lot of reasons for the latter here, Okay. But really it's two different segments of clients.
Okay. So I just want to think about this a little more in depth in terms of what's going on for the business owner and for the member. So we just kind of talked about the different types of scenarios for the member that can lead to reasons why they've missed multiple payments in a row and are now severely behind on their account. But I think the trick here is that the business owner doesn't know that. So there's this, the business owner is in a really tough spot here because they might be teaching these classes and either seeing the person or have not seen the person in a long time. That person might not be communicating what's going on, how they're feeling, any situations that have come up at home. or decisions they've made about wanting to train elsewhere if they've made that decision. So what are maybe some of the reactions that you've heard from business owners when they're dealing with this?
Well, I think there are kind of different reactions. I think overall the reaction is frustration, right? Immediately you feel cheated, you feel, disrespected in a sense, and you can't help but to take it very personal when somebody falls delinquent, because you have a relationship with these people, and all of that stuff. I think the best advice that I can give is don't take it personally.
Yeah. Easier said than done, but an important thing to remember and to remind yourself continuously, and probably your staff as well. Because it might not just be the owner. There might be a whole, basically a whole community of people who are dealing with this as well.
Right. And people, sometimes it's hard to tell, the person you've trained with for years or even months that you've hit a financial hardship. It's hard to swallow your pride sometimes and talk about those difficult situations. So they are there. A lot of times they are there.
So how is a business supposed to sort out what's going on there? What are some of the ways that they can handle these situations? Maybe some strategies or even policies they can put in place to help them figure this out.
Yeah, I think it's important. I know here at Member Solutions, for our clients who have our premium servicing, that's part of our goal when we are reaching out to these delinquent accounts. It's not like we're shaking them by their ankles and, trying to, we're trying to resolve the problem, and the problem is a past due payment. So part of that is trying to get to the bottom of, hey, let's figure out why this occurred through conversation, and a lot of times we are able to decipher, those people who are in the, hey, hit a hard time, really want to get back to training, and hey, call me all you want, you know what I mean? I wouldn't go, I'm not paying, and, those sort of people. And we let them know, hey, you signed up for a program, and, ABC Karate, they provided the service, regardless if you were there or not. Your child or whomever had that spot reserved for them in class, so we are reinforcing it, the program that way, and also trying to be, empathetic towards those people who've hit those financial hardships. So, and the best way to kind of sort it through is just through conversation. And that's just basically how you're going to get there, right?
Right. Those communication skills are key, sounds like.
Right. And sometimes it's easier for them to have conversations like that, I find, with our call center, because they don't know them personally. They don't. So It's okay for them to admit, my husband lost his job, or, my company closed. I have to take this job that pays half of what it paid before.
Right.
Multiple reasons. They had to take on additional, another family member. So it's an additional financial burden on the household. So they're more likely to share those reasons with us.
Yeah, and it's kind of really, you're really in people's lives in a situation like this. You really have to dig deep and figure out what's going on. So what actually then happens in one of these scenarios?
A couple things could happen, right? So for the clients that want to get back in class, a lot of our clients will have us work through what we call a Fresh Start program, where they'll basically say, we'll say, okay, you know what? If you want to get back in class, one payment will get you caught up, And then the other past due payments will go on the back end of their, of their program and stuff like that. So they're still responsible for the payments overall, but the goal is to get them training, get them back into class, re-engage them, remove those barriers, for people who do want to get there. And that's part of, the resolution that we try to work through, or if we have to set up payment plans or something like that. But with the, if you do something like a Fresh Start program, it does create a very positive emotion with your members because they feel like you're helping them, like they're being helped, like they have options, in these situations when life did kick them when they're down, you don't want to keep throwing those kicks at them. You want to, the hand that reaches out and helps them up, and we can help you do that. And it even if they can't afford that one payment or can't afford, at least then it's a positive interaction. And they know that you care about them and their well-being. And yes, money is a factor because you have a family to feed and bills to pay and all that great stuff, but it's also showing how important your relationship with them is.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it really nicely brings the human element and the money element together. And we're not saying the money goes away, but it's bringing that human interaction back into it, where I'm not just holding you to these payments because those are the rules, but I'm actually working with you as a person that, I know I've met your family. I care about you. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I think also there's a big reputation element in there, which is something that small business owners are always and should always be concerned about. That even if this member, and hopefully they can stay and come back to train with you, but even if they do leave, then you've left them with the most positive experience that you could. You did right by them. You were as flexible as you could be. And if you have to part ways, you do it on the best terms possible.
Exactly.
I want to go back to, though, this other group of people who were a little less clear on their intentions. They may feel that they have a legitimate reason for not wanting to, or for not having made these payments, and you may disagree with that. They might not actually have a legitimate reason, or maybe some misunderstanding. And I want to talk about what you can do in those situations, because that is perhaps even a more difficult spot to be in than the one we just discussed even.
Yes. This one's a little bit more tricky, and there's more paths that can be taken on this one, you know. So sometimes you'll get the member that realizes, you know what, yeah, this is owed, right? It's my responsibility, right? Which it is. In those instances, sometimes it's better to offer a buyout or settlement offer where they can buy out the remaining portion of their contract for, let's say, 50%, or a flat dollar amount. There are quite a few of our clients that take advantage of this. We facilitate the process. So we will basically send out an offer letter to them and say, hey, you have 30 days to take advantage of it, because urgency is important in these situations, right? And if you pay it, even Steven, squared away, what have you. So if they don't take advantage of that, then at that point, if you so choose to, we do work with a third-party collection agency, and we can transmit them at that point, after the buyout has expired, to a third-party collection agency. That's really a last resort sort of situation. And I really feel like that is like a pretty solid business decision. Like, you got to see if that's something that's right for your business, and to do something like that. But it is certainly an option that we have available. You don't have to do both. You know, if you want to offer the settlement offer and that's it, fine. If you want to bypass any type of, settlement offer or buyout or anything like that, and it go right to a third-party collection agency, that's also okay too. You don't necessarily have to be coupled together. But I find, again, if you incorporate some sort of buyout settlement offer, something like that within your programs, that you're presenting some sort of an option to them.
Right. You're showing that flexibility.
Exactly. So even if it's somebody that, might feel like they don't know anything, we all know it is, an agreement. It just adds another option, and just kind of adds in, like Miranda, you had said earlier, to the human element to things, the understanding, all of that stuff. So these pieces, yes, we can also facilitate them. If you're, just doing billing yourself, you could also generate some sort of offer, something like that as well, for your members. And that's basically where it looks like for severely delinquent accounts, where the members are just not interested in coming back, and, where to kind of take it from there.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think the theme here that I'm seeing anyway is that these are payment issues, but we can't make the mistake of forgetting about the human element. And I think the message is, if you put members first, or at least on an even playing field with your financial needs, and you know how that connection works between, if you are offering value and you're being flexible with your policies, and you are being reasonable and empathetic, then that will come back to you in a financial sense. Some of these programs, they will work for you. You can get someone back who then at a later date is able to catch up on their payments through the Fresh Start program. Or maybe they have a payment plan that they can get caught up over a longer period of time. Or
we do have a lot of clients who, with the latter, if they do a buyout or settlement offer, they say to them, hey, you ever come back, we'll give you free uniform, free month, free something, and because we'd love to have you back. Right. Because you parted ways in a friendly manner, I guess at that point. So it always leaves that door open. It leaves a positive feeling. And just, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, anything else we want to say about severely delinquent accounts, or the strategies you can use to handle them? I think we've got it mostly.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's all we got then, folks. Again, this has been your Member Solutions Business Tip of the Week. Keep in mind, if you'd like to learn anything else about managing delinquent accounts, ongoing payments for your memberships, invoice management, financial management in general, feel free to hit us up. You can message us on Facebook on the Member Solutions page, or you can check us out at membersolutions.com at any time. All right. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.